Are you worried about your favorite tech stocks? Well, you are in the right place. We're going to talk about Palantir, MicroStrategy, Nvidia, AMD, SoFi, tons more. We're going to cover gold and some uranium stocks. So let's not delay any longer. Let's get right into it. So first stock up on the board, of course, we need to look at the S&P 500. We have a sell signal on the market right now. Now, of course, that means you need to be having a lot of caution in this market, right? We have a sell signal on the market, even though we're in a bullish trend still. We have bearish market breadth, meaning we have less and less stocks with buy signals, more and more stocks with sell signals. And you can see right here, we're down to only 18% of the market having buy signals. 18% of the market with a sell signal on the market is not the place where effortless trading happens. So that's why I can understand why you're worried about some of your favorite tech stocks. So let's take a look at, let's start with Palantir. Palantir is sitting on a sell signal that just came on Wednesday. Now, Palantir's, the sector is not going to help it out. And we're going to talk more about this, but all the stocks in the market that we're going to talk about today, and every stock that you've ever looked at, 40% of the move is due to the market, 30% is due to the sector, and only 30% due to the stock itself. So when the market and the sector are aligned and you find a buy signal on a stock, a really strong stock, you can see it launch to the stratosphere. But right now, what we see is a lot of bearishness in the market. And this has a lot to do with Trump in China, and honestly, the market being able to flip on a dime. It feels like anytime Trump sends out one of his golden toilet tweets, not treats. So we're looking here on Palantir with a sell signal. The stock is getting more fearful. That's not where you want to be if you own this stock. The sector is getting more fearful, losing this greed here, and the sector has more and more sell signals. So looking over here, we've only got 3 of the Outlier 9 lit up for this stock, right? So let's go look over at Palantir real quick. And yeah, this looks brutal. And it's got these overhead order blocks on top of it, which I've got to get you to understand. These are incredibly important. Now, you can make your charts look exactly the same as mine over in our Discord. You can get access to that platform for just 82 cents a day. And in our Discord, you can have the exact same indicators that I'm looking at right here, including these outlier blocks. Why does this matter? These buyers right here who bought on these candles right here around August 8th, between August 8th and August 13th, they are willing, ready, active sellers as soon as they get back to break even. Think about it this way, right? When you have bought a stock and it did exactly what Palantir did, how likely were you to say, oh, I'm going to hold it forever, or I'm going to hold it to get back to break even, and then I'm getting out of here, right? You're probably saying to yourself, I just want to get out of break even. These investors on this stock and lots of stocks that we're going to look at today are having that exact same experience. How fast can I get out of here? That's what these areas represent. This is your resistance areas. And of course, it builds support areas too. Now, you can't tell me this doesn't work, because 1, 2, 3, 4 candles just right here hit this area. And then 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 candles touched or went into this order block area. 16 candles, right? You could be driving a new car at that point if those were years. But this stock is really struggling to get through this area of resistance. So whenever you are looking to trade, you want to find those resistance areas. And like I say, we've got this code in our Discord, and you can get access to Outlier for just 82 cents a day. Let's go to the next one here, Nvidia. Nvidia here, similar situation, 3 of 9, sell signal just came on October 16th. So Nvidia, let's back it up just a little bit here. October 16th is right here, Thursday. That is where the sell signals come through. Now, hold Nvidia at your own risk, of course, but right now, same sector, not looking so hot, same market, not looking so hot, still has a bullish trend, and the signal is a sell. The fear and greed's going down. So Nvidia doesn't look all that sharp either. How about the next stop? How about AMD? AMD, right? This stock has been running like crazy lately, and that's what you want to see. Anytime you see a big gap up, and then it continues to go, that's what I like to call a gap and go. Now, how do you measure a gap and go? You just put a line at the bottom of that candle, and if it goes and it gaps up and then doesn't come back and close underneath that candle, consider that a gap and go. However, if it gaps up and then closes underneath the low of that candle, that would be a gap and crap. That is a sell signal for me. So AMD actually looks really brilliant here. Let's take a look inside of Outlier. The trend is there. It's still got a buy signal that came through on October 7th, which is right here marked on the chart. So between October 7th and now, if you had followed this signal, you'd be up nearly 10% on AMD. It's getting more greedy. And doesn't look like it has any outlier blocks in the way. It created one right here, but it's sitting right at the top of it right now, so it shouldn't be much of a selling storm if you want to think of it that way. However, again, the market and the sector are not helping it out. So AMD, by far the best one I've seen of the day. Let's go to the next one here. Intel. So trend is there, but the signal and fear and greed are going down. Now look how greedy this got. This got nearly pegged at 100. It was in the 98s for several days, and now it's starting to claw back. Let's see what the difference was from September 19th buy signal to October 9th sell signal. NTC. I've got it marked right here. It was a 27% gain, a 27% gain from this buy signal to this sell signal. However, if you're looking at Intel today, I'm not buying it. There's no way I'm buying it here. Not with this sell signal, not with the sector being weak like it is. Now is absolutely the time to get out of Intel while it's going sideways before it starts working against you. Let's go to Apple. Right? Apple, same sector. Nothing's changed up here, but Apple is sitting on this sell signal. October 10th sell signal came through on Apple. And let's go to that real quick. October 10th here, right? This was a big red flag warning sign in Apple. So if you're holding Apple, it's getting less greedy. The sector's not helping you out at all. Why does it matter on the fear and greed? The fear and greed matters because when do you want to get into a stock? When you're the only one buying it? No, of course not. You need everybody else buying it with you. Right? And Apple is not in that place today. The greediness has come out. The fearfulness is starting to come in. And that is not what you want to see in your stock. You want to see more greed than fear. Let's go to Tesla. Tesla's not in the tech sector. I don't know if you know this. This is actually in the discretionary sector. Tesla's fear and greed peaked really hard right after Elon bought his $1 billion worth of stock, right? So August 12th was the buy signal that we gave. Weeks before Elon actually made his purchase. So August 12th here. And then the sell signal came on October 3rd. I think I've already marked it there. Yeah. So what has happened between those 2 points there? Start here and end here. A 25% gain in Tesla. Now, it pushed through this first order block thanks to Elon. But this second order block, like even Elon's $1 billion of purchase couldn't get it through this order block, right? That's the people who bought it at previous all-time highs back in December of last year, who were just so stoked, so excited, so grateful. They were like, praise Jesus, I get the opportunity to get out at break even. And they took it. The sellers came to town. The sellers came to town. Now, you would have seen this ahead of time and not traded up into it. That's why I'm trying to show you this, right? And that sell signal sitting right there, getting way more fearful. The whole sector is now into the fear category. Tesla, definitely not one that I'm putting my money into. But how about gold? Gold's been rocket shipping to the moon lately. Last I checked, since the buy signal that came right here on August 26th, it was up over like 20 something percent. Let's go to GLD. Absolutely. I was drawing some lines on here to make a point. Now, we go live twice a day, every day, and I want you to subscribe. That way you don't miss out when we go live and we talk about these stocks all the time. So it's gone up 27%. 27% since this buy signal. It's entering super greedy territory right here. Honestly, I wouldn't get into it. I mean, very honestly, it feels super greedy, super overbought. If I were already holding gold, I'd be looking for exit signals. I'd be looking for the sell signal pop through. I'd be looking for a close under the 10 EMA. But right now, I'm not buying it here. But if you're already holding it, you're doing great. Now, I know a lot of our outliers actually said that they have rolled their options, which is where you get to take partial profits. Rolling options is such voodoo. It allows you to take partial profits. It allows you to keep the trade on. It allows you to basically do this incredible ninja hack that is not possible with ordinary stock. So taking partial profits, freeing up capital to trade in anything else, and you're reducing risk. In fact, some of these people have rolled it 8 or 9 times, which means they have guaranteed their winners. There's no possible way they can lose on the trade. Because let's say they bought it for $1 of debit, and then they've taken in more than $1 of credit in all these rolls. They might have taken in $3 or $4 in credit at this point, which means there's no possible way that they can lose more than the amount of credit that they've already taken in. How cool is that? How cool is that? That's what we teach over in Outlier. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. Let's go to UU. UU has a buy signal. It just came in on Thursday. Again, this stock itself performing great. However, in the energy sector, the fear and greed is not looking so hot. Breath not looking so hot either. So UU, right? Buy signal just came through. What day was that? Thursday. right? Thursday right here. So it might be an opportunity for you to buy the dip right here. But of course, like I say, I'm not buying anything at this point when the market's looking weak, the sectors are looking weak. Even the stock itself, while it's looking strong, is not one that I'd be interested in buying. Let's go to Celsius. Let's go into the staples sector. Now, here's the thing. When utilities and staples are doing really well, that's bad for the overall market. And why is that, right? When the utility sector and the staples sector are doing well, that means people are taking their money out of risky investments like tech stocks and putting them into safe investments like Walmart, like Dollar General, like Target, right? Places that people have to go to maintain their lifestyle. But on the other end, people have to pay their light bills, right? They have to pay their water bills. That's why the utility companies do well. So they're taking their money from speculative assets and putting them into safe haven assets. So when the utility sectors and staple sectors look beautiful, like they do, that's not a good sign for the market. I know it's crazy to hear, but it's very, very true. The utility sector is getting less fearful, more greedy, has more buy signals coming through. This stock, Celsius, is getting a greater amount of greed, has that buy signal that's pushing up already. And you can see the difference between a stock that's 7 of 9 versus a stock that's 3 of 9. Let's go to Celsius real quick. Let's go to that one. Here, from that buy signal, October 3rd to today, you'd be up about 10% so far, 10%. And this is why you wait for the sector to really push your stock up with the entire sector. Hey, I left a tech stock out of here. Microsoft sitting on a sell signal on October 14th. Let's go to Microsoft. Yeah, I wouldn't be buying Microsoft here. I would not be, right? You're converging on those moving averages. Your 10 is now under the 20. Price is really close to under that 50. So this is about to be a bearish trend. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to crash down, but like this bullish trend here, in order for it to run, you do need the 10 EMA over the 20 EMA, price over the 50 EMA. And I can guarantee you that because it is just math, just math. We want that to happen to the upside, and that's what it looks like when it runs. But this is happening to the downside. Watch out below, watch out below. Let's go to MicroStrategy, right? This one's tied to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has not been helping it at all. 2 of 9 on MicroStrategy on the Outlier 9. Bro, if you even dare to buy a MicroStrategy right here, you're just asking for trouble. You're just asking for trouble. Remember, I just talked to you about Microsoft's 10 under 20, price under 50. That is what we're seeing on MicroStrategy. This is what it looks like, right? I can go throughout the history of time on any time frame, and I can show you the Outlier trend template lighting up on big bullish trends and big bearish trends. Now, that doesn't mean that every time it happens, you're going to have a big trend. Okay. Keep that in mind. But every time a big trend happens, it must cross over. It must cross over. MicroStrategy, stay as far away from it as you can. SoFi. Oh my gosh, I get so much blowback from SoFi because the SoFi bros are strong. And we had one the other day. It was so funny. He came in on the live stream. He said, "Chris made me sell my SoFi shares." Bro, here's the deal. Listen up real good. I'm not going to make you do anything. I'm just going to give you my professional advice after 16 years of trading, after me being mentored by 5 of the market wizards, by having a compound annual growth rate over the last 5 years of 44%. You do whatever the hell you want to do. I'm just going to give you my perspective on it. And my perspective is a sell signal on SoFi. So there you go. Chris made me sell my SoFi shares. You do you. I really don't care. I'm just trying to help you out in the best way that I can. So sell signal comes through. Your sector is bearish. Your stock has the bullish trend that's weakening. It could be really close to flipping bearish in a moment. You do actually have a little support block right here, and this is bouncing between these 2 points. You can see the investors who bought it right here, they're very, very excited to sell it right away as fast as they can, right? So let's look 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 candles. 12 candles. 12 candles. Okay. Don't watch those videos that say SoFi is about to squeeze to $100. It may get to $100 at some point. Absolutely may. But in the meantime, be objective here. Be smart. Don't be emotionally tied to a stock and look at this and say, you know what? We do have a ton of overhead resistance. The sector's not looking so hot. We've got those sell signals. This random guy on the internet says I shouldn't be buying it. So I don't know what I'm going to do. Come up with the plan, follow that plan, and don't even try and say, Chris made me sell my SoFi shares. Let's go to Robinhood for the last one up here in the same sector, bearish sector. That sell signal sitting right there, like at the peak candle. In fact, let's go to Robinhood. And so the sell signal came on October 9th. And let's go to October 9th right here. This candle, like literally top tick that candle. 22% gain from this buy signal to this sell signal. And how much of a sell-off has it had since then? Since then, it's down, 15%. That is why I really encourage you to go grab Outlier, the annual pass, for just 82 cents a day. Of course, you can get the trial, but you don't need the trial. You have seen with your own eyeballs just how effective it is. And again, that's outlier.com. Get the annual pass for just 82 cents a day. And in the meantime, if you're ready to save time, make money, and start winning with less risk, click one of these two videos, and we'll definitely be talking soon.